Well, very good afternoon to you and welcome back to the National Hockey Centre in Glasgow for the second of our 4 live matches today in the grand finale of Scottish Hockey's National League One Division, National League Division 1 season. I'm Jack McGill and I'm joined in the commentary box today by Graham Dunlop. Good afternoon to you, Graham.
Good afternoon, Jack. Good afternoon, everyone.
It
was a sunnier day earlier on.
It was a sunny day when we started. It's a little cloudier now. Teams have just left the pitch ahead of the match in front of us, which is the men's relegation promotion playoff between Inverleith and Dundee Wanderers. We were treated this morning to quite a compelling women's match between Inverleith and Kelburn that finished at 1-1. What are you expecting from the match ahead of us here, Graham?
Quite an open match. I think both teams will not be sitting back doing nothing. They'll be going for it, both teams. Inverleith, you would probably argue, are the stronger of the two teams, looking at what's happened this season. However, they are missing quite a few players today. They're missing 6 players at a team wedding.
Yes, so I understand a wedding is to blame for this.
It's a wedding to blame. I mean, who would organise a wedding for the day of a hockey match? So they could be a little bit under par. So that could have a big bearing on it. Now whether these guys will come back tomorrow, I'm not sure. But you know, given that, that might bring Wanderers back into it.
And what state they will be in when they get back.
A little bit jaded, maybe. A little bit jaded. Yeah.
Well, I hope you're all watching at the wedding, and if you are, make sure that the volume's turned down on your phone or your iPad and it's under the table, and make sure that the father of the bride doesn't see it. If Inverleith score, I'm sure there might be a little ripple of applause randomly at the back of the wedding hall. But we'll see what happens over the course of today and tomorrow. Remember, of course, it is a 2-leg fixture, so Inverleith, although under strength today, will have the opportunity tomorrow perhaps to put a full strength team out. So teams are out on the pitch, and we'll let venue announcer Vinnie Bryson introduce them.
Sanderson. 8 is Ewan Baldwin. 10 is Francis Mulgrew. 7, Fergus Sanderson. 4 is Bobby Ralph. 18 is Paul Daly. 14 is Bruce Rowan. 13 Chris Daly. 16 Callum Ross. And 12 is Jordan Dewar. Coach is Ewan Baldwin. And for Inverleith, starting goalkeeper number 1 is Greg McKenzie. Captain number 7, Andy Malcolm. 18 is Aidan McQuaid. 6 is Josh McLean. 53 is Ewan Mackey. 3 is Eric Salmon. 4 Magnus Ferrier. 13 Andrew Green. 11 is Stuart Hatton. 16 James Gray. 15 is Richard Jess. 10 Alan Wall. 14 Rob Hall. 17 Aidan Doherty. And 19 is Patrick Christie. And of course we wish both teams the very best of luck.
So thanks to Vinnie. Let's just quickly recap those 2 squads for you. First of all, Dundee Wanderers. Squad is Lewis Beer, Conor McCartney, Mungo Hay, Jack Fullerton, Rory Taylor, Elliot Sanderson, Ewan Borland, Francis Mulgrew, Ross Glashan, Fergus Sanderson, Bobby Ralph, Paul Daly, Bruce Rowan, Chris Daly, Callum Ross and Jordan Dewar. And a quick look at the Inverleith squad. Greg McKenzie, Andy Malcolm, Aidan McQuaid, Josh McLean, Ewan Mackey, Joe Watterson, Derek Salmond, Magnus Ferrier, Andrew Dane, Stuart Hatton, James Gray, Richard Jess, Alan Wall, Rob Hall and Aidan Doherty. We'll give you the actual shirt numbers during commentary. Dundee Wanderers starting us off in black, going from left to right on your screen. And we're off with the second match of the day.
Remember, one of the first big things you'll see in this game compared to the game before is certain increase in the average age. Both teams have got a lot of older players playing here. In the Wanderers team, you've got Paul Daly and Bruce Rowan. And in the Inverleith team, you've got Alan Wall playing for them, Magnus Ferrier. All these guys are part of the Scotland veterans setup. So a little bit more experience in this game than there is in the game before. So it should be interesting.
Remember, you can have your say at home wherever you're watching the world. We'd like to hear from you. You can tweet us at Scottish Hockey. The hashtag is Hockey Playoffs.
So a few players to keep an eye on in the Inverleith team. Number 19 there, Patrick Christie, one of the under-21 Scotland players. A talented young man. The centre midfielder, the yellow stick, Derek Salmond, who's been around the block once or twice. Many, many caps with Scotland. Very talented player.
Of speaking.
And also at the back, they've got the captain, Andrew Malcolm, number 7. Again, a talented player, played for Scotland at various age groups, and he'll be one to orchestrate things from the back. For Wanderers, you've got the Elliot Sanderson, the captain, and his brother Fergus Sanderson, both very, very quick, very dynamic players. And keep an eye on how they progress during the game. Also Paul Daly, one of the older boys in the team, is worth a mention. Very calm, collected player. Knows what he's doing and has been around the block. So we'll see how things pan out.
So a little bit of a scrappy start in the first minute as both teams find their feet. Dundee with the better of the early exchanges. Conor McCartney playing that down to Paul Daly, who's managed to cut it across and come off the Inverleith player. I'm pretty sure it came off an Inverleith foot there. I have to be honest, Graham. Let's. I don't know if we can see that again.
Well, it's a bit like the last game, and there's a bit of uncertainty. The modern game, the umpires are mic'd up. They'll speak to each other. So if there's a bit of uncertainty, it's one of the qualities of hockey, and that the umpires will get together and discuss what the actual outcome is. And from that, you can see it's a goal to Dundee Wanderers. The ball was in the D when it was hit across. Therefore, it's termed as a shot and goal, and it's deflected off a stick. So Dundee Wanderers take a very early lead.
Well, that was. As you say, a lot of uncertainty there, but the net result is that is a goal for Dundee Wanderers, who are lead 1-0 early on.
It's good umpiring from two of the younger umpires in the country in Diamond, Gavin Cruikshanks, two very talented young men. Ian will be hoping to make through this game without getting any more incidents, as last week he was hit in the face with a mask at a short corner, maybe a nasty scar and a black eye. So hopefully Ian will manage to get through this game unscathed.
It's always a good dinner story though, isn't it?
I'm sure we will not let him live that one down for a long time. Just wonder what his kids at school are thinking about it. Maybe it was deliberate to make him look harder at school, I don't know.
So Inverleith now. So Paul Daly credited with that goal. And Dundee on the attack again through...
That's Fergus Sanderson, that's the brother of the captain, Elliot. Yeah. Fergus, a very, very fast, dynamic player. He's part of the under-18 Scotland squads and under-21 Scotland squads. Very, very fast guy, so he'll be one to keep a close eye on for the Inverleith defenders. You give him an inch, and he'll take 3 or 4 yards.
Good touch down the line there to James Gray. Probably have to come back out. Inverleith probably keen just to keep a little bit of possession at the moment. And that's a good little layoff there to Patrick Christie. He can drive towards the D now. He's just lost out there.
It's a good recovery from Patch, as he's known. That's Patrick Christie.
Good tackle that there from
Derek
Salmond. Inverleith were in fact the first hockey team I commentated on, which was back in 2012.
Yeah, a few years ago now.
And Derek Salmond was playing then.
I'd imagine he would have been. Possibly
team.
One of the only ones. Rob Hall, number 13, would probably have been playing.
It was good, good Inverleith team. That he was in an indoor European Pool B.
They've become more of an indoor team of late.
Yeah,
they're the best in the country indoors, but a lot of the players that play for them indoors don't actually play outdoors for them. So if you take those players away and obviously take the party at the wedding, it's a big team away.
Well, the key player for them that year was Stephen Dick.
Yep, he's still playing for them indoors.
We saw in the Scottish Cup finals weekend a couple of weeks ago.
Flying straight with Inverurie.
Good little feint there by Josh Davey to
a good tackle
release
by
a bit of space down the right, but Elliot Sanderson showing some good strength there in the tackle. Dundee recover the ball, probably come out right eventually to Conor McCartney. So McCartney over the ball now. Back to Sanderson. Sanderson will spread the ball across to the other side of the pitch. Jack Fullerton is defensive partner. Inverleith intercepting, but nothing, no real outlet for them there. Graham just have to give the ball back.
Nice touch down the line there, McCartney.
Chris Daly cuts inside, and now Fergus Sanderson.
Let's just get ready to put the afterburners on there.
That's possibly asking a little bit much of Ewan Borland there. And McCartney acknowledges as much and apologises for the poor pass. Here's Salmon now. Just having to show some strength to keep his balance there. Wins the free hit, plays it forwards. Good play that by Inverleith. James Gray getting the ball in. There's a chance for a shot, and a good stick save there by the goalkeeper, Lewis Beer.
So I dare say we might see some goals in this game. Both teams are just going to go for it.
Reverse stick shot there by Magnus Ferrier that looked up, and there's a cry from our right of go in. Not much danger of that. Salmon now over the ball, and Inverleith come back again. Ball's into the D. Should be cleared by Dundee, but and is. Nowhere really for Dundee to go with that. All the players behind the ball, so Inverleith will have the chance to come back now.
It's a little bit risky, that one from Inverleith.
Dundee have the chance to break, and Francis Mulgrew taking it forward, and now Ewan Borland into the D, and I think that came off an Inverleith player. So back out to the skipper, Sanderson, and looks for a ball into, I have to say, an imaginary space there, and there's a chance for Inverleith to break, and Stuart Hatton has the ball on this left hand side, and time to turn in the middle for Andrew Dane. And penalty corner awarded.
Silly hit a ball away at the end of after a foul's been awarded.
I feel so. I'd like to see that again. I don't know if we can see that again, but
give me far too kind, Jack.
I think I was slightly harsh by
I think there's an argument
umpire there. I think the ball was already away, but
you've got number 19 Patrick Christie can flick a ball, so I'm sure he'll be lining up, wanting a quick shot at this.
So top of the D,
19.
Number 19, Patrick Christie. Derek Salmond lays it off for him. Very well charged down there by the captain, Elliot Sanderson, and that looked dangerous. And there should be stern talking to by the umpire. No more action taken though.
Interesting to have a look at that one again, because the ball was there for Derek Salmond just to have a go at.
Oof. I think it was perhaps just the final resting place of the stick that caused the groans from the crowd. But
I'm sure one
of those boys
will be fine. Ball was there to be had a go at.
To be fair,
I think it was Bobby Ralph who's coming off. Only caught him on the leg, Jack. He's fine.
So Dundee again looking to build from the back through the two Sandersons. Just content to move the ball about the back between Fullerton and Sanderson. Wait for the space. Quickly moved on down that left wing. And now a little bit of space in the middle, and a good turn by Aidan McQuaid. Sorry, not Aidan McQuaid, my apologies, by Paul Daly. Inverleith come away with the ball. Here's Salmon now. That's
nice
a lovely touch. Just opens up the midfield for him and still on the ball. Good strength. Can he get the ball into the D? Players in the middle to cut it back to if he can find them. Well defended though by the skipper.
Elliot Sanderson.
And away, but Inverleith will regain possession now. Passed and nothing there. And Dundee with numbers up here. If the early ball can release Ewan Borland, it does.
Impressed with Wanderer's start to the game, Jack. They're a bit more lively, a bit more sort of tenacious. They want to go forwards. One goal lead is perhaps warranted.
So the ball driven in, looking for the touch. And that goes harmlessly wide. Change for Inverleith, and Aidan McQuaid does come on now into the centre of defence.
The Dundee Wanderers finishing the season second bottom, Jack, of the league. Inverleith finished, I think it was 7th, but both teams lost last weekend. Inverleith losing to Uddingston, who won or who came second in Division 2, and Dundee Wanderers were easily beaten by Hillhead over the 2 legs last weekend. So the 2 legs stays up in Division 1. Both teams will be very keen to do that, I'm sure. So Inverleith with a chance going forward here. Good pass by Derek Salmond. A bit of fancy footwork, unfortunately not coming off. Wanderers a chance just to regroup, take their time, gather their thoughts, get ready to go forward.
No real opportunities since that opening goal. Dundee playing very patient hockey at the moment. Fullerton on the ball and finds Sanderson number 2. He passes to Sanderson number 1.
Sanderson number 6, captain. Elliot's actually the younger of the 2.
Okay, maybe he's number 2 then. He's the skipper.
You can say as his captain, he could be number 1.
I think he can probably pick. There's Sanderson. There's a nice
little flick
pass through there to Francis Mulgrew. Just can't quite make anything of it, but he's got it back. And back out to Sanderson. And again, just patiently moving the ball about. A little slip there, but regains his footing. Lovely juggling of the ball there to release Mulgrew in space if he can get the ball across, which he does. But it's too high.
Outside the D with that pass in. Sort of lovely skills though from Fergus Sanderson going forward. Lovely 3D hockey. Lifting the ball up and able to control it with ease as he ghosted past defenders.
A rather optimistic shout from one of the Dundee supporters to our left of that was a shot.
There are Dundee supporters down, are there?
I think they've brought a few. It's turned into a chilly day here in the East End of Glasgow for any spectators. If you're watching at home in the warmth, of course, do tweet us. Let us know if you're enjoying the coverage. Let us know who you're supporting, how you are calling this game. You can tweet us at Scottish Hockey. The hashtag is Hockey Playoffs.
Yeah, the early stages of this game, Dundee Wanderers certainly on top. Inverleith is still finding their way to get their foot in the game.
Well controlled by Josh McLean there, not the easiest pass to control. And Inverleith now come up the right, but Jack Fullerton just stepping up there and intercepting that pass well. And McGrew gives it back though. And Inverleith will keep possession. So Derek Salmond looking to find the pass back to his skipper Andy Malcolm. Inverleith managed to bundle forward with the ball there in the form of Andrew Dane. He's lost out on the far side. Dundee just making a couple of changes in front of us, and Bobby Ralph coming on. Number 4 up front for them. Sanderson with the ball to Fullerton, and Fullerton just looking to lift that ball down the line unsuccessfully though. And here comes Mulgrew again, and Mulgrew finds Bobby Ralph, who's taken a little bit of a contretemps there between Bobby Ralph and it was didn't see who it was for Inverleith.
Not much in that, I don't think.
Just maybe a little bit of a trailing arm in the challenge. Not much doing though, and Mulgrew will get us restarted. Poor pass though, and well intercepted by Inverleith, and he'll come away. And
just looking at both teams here, knowing having played against the teams this year myself, I would be really surprised if Inverleith don't try and capitalise. If they go forward, Wanderers pace in both distance, but they don't have an awful lot of pace other than that. So if Inverleith can try and capitalise that and use their speed against the others in the team, they will create a lot of opportunities. But as of yet, it was still happening from Inverleith.
Here's Derek Salmon now for Inverleith. Good tackle there from the captain Sanderson. Releases Bobby Ralph now into the middle and keeps moving and picks up the return balls. Good play from Dundee. Lays it off, the ball ricocheting back up. Andy Malcolm now with the ball for Inverleith and looking for some support.
Fancy pass there from Andrew Malcolm through the legs and got away with it.
Good work done inside there from Aidan McQuaid, and releasing the ball down the right through Ewan Mackey.
It's a pure execution of skill though. No one near him. Simply turning the ball over far too cheaply, giving it back to Wanderers.
Another change for Dundee. Callum Ross on now for Chris Daly. He's taking a break, and change for Inverleith as well, with Aidan Docherty coming on, as well as Rob Hall. And Magnus Ferrier takes a break. So
Alan Wall trying to get that one.
Nice idea. Jordan Dewar there, stocky figure up front for Dundee. He was just looking for a quick sort of touch and turn there, I think, Graham. Illegally blocked off.
I don't think he would have wanting to take that himself. He was looking to bring someone else into the game, get it, dump it off to one of the Sandersons perhaps to go forward.
Fullerton now starting to move again for Dundee, and back to the skipper. Ever present in every move for Dundee. He's left that one a little bit short though for sharp blast of the umpire's whistle, and a little bit of a talking to, I think.
Gavin Cruikshank's putting together two players just to have a little chat about their behaviour.
Continuation of that incident a couple of minutes ago.
Naughty schoolboy's been brought in front of the teacher. Smacking the wrists off they go.
Ewan Mackey and Bobby Ralph is certainly making his presence felt in the few minutes he's been on the pitch.
Bobby knows how to do that, that's for sure.
On to the last few minutes, into the last 15 minutes, sorry, of the half. Still 1-0 to Dundee Wanderers, that very early and slightly fortuitous goal for them. No team really since then, Graham's created much in the way of clear-cut opportunities. It's
been very limited. Wanderers having the bulk of the play but just not being able to make anything from it.
Two teams cancelling each other out in the middle third of the pitch. Very speculative ball down
the line, but no one there from Inverleith looking for it. All the forwards had led to the other side of the pitch.
Play has gone just a little bit scrappy. Fullerton now, who's come over to the right hand side, finds Conor McCartney down the right, still has it. Plays it into Bobby Ralph and
wins a long corner.
Wins the long corner.
I'm not actually sure. Are they still calling it a long corner, or is it a free hit in the 25? I don't know what the actual, because it's not out in the long corner spot anymore. So it's, I don't think they've devised an actual name for it yet. First season of us playing with the rule that if it does go out the back line, you take it from on the 23 where it went out. Just to try, and the theory is that it maybe opens up more options to score goals.
Good turn by Josh McLean there to try and get himself out of trouble in the D, and good scrap going on in the midfield there. And Inverleith will come away with the ball. Andy Malcolm there. Looks for support, and Mulgrew just nips in, takes the ball away. It's a poor pass that from Malcolm.
It's a risky tackle from Malcolm as well, sliding in there. If that was mistimed, it'll be sitting on the bench for 10 minutes and a short corner against him.
Fullerton and Sanderson swapped about again at the back. Sanderson will probably find Conor McCartney down this right. He does. Ball in from him. Bobby Ralph looking to turn on that at the byline, but just unable to execute that. There's a little bit of space in the middle of the pitch here now for Inverleith, for Derek Salmond to drive forward. Still a turn of pace on him. He's given the ball away there though, and slightly unfortunate foul given against Dundee. Allow Salmond to restart the game for Inverleith.
If Inverleith are quick, there's a massive gap out in the left here. It's too slow.
Should find. He's gone straight in the middle. There's a chance though. A touch. Oh.
A good effort. That was
Sanderson
clears.
Docherty. Salmon picks up well again. Plenty of healthy debate going on out there, Graham.
Certainly a good fight for the ball.
Between players and players, players and umpires. So Mackey into the D, good turn.
It's a little bit weak there. Need to make more of your opportunity when you have the ball in the D, not give it away as easily as that.
Yes, well cleared by Bruce Rao, number 14 for Dundee, who's certainly not short of a word or two.
Bruce is renowned for saying what he thinks.
He's full of opinions today. He's obviously had his breakfast this morning and feeling up for the fight today. So Mackie now with the ball for Inverleith, and really both teams still searching for a breakthrough since that early goal. Malcolm now, the skipper, into the middle, and fortunately the ball makes its way to Aidan Doherty. Right to the right wing, and plenty of support up ahead for Inverleith. Good runs by the Inverleith players.
Corner, I think. Surprised that perhaps wasn't giving us a short corner, but play rages on. Sanderson leads forward.
Counter-attacking opportunity for Dundee. It's a great ball into the middle, and just Callum Ross unable to control it, but real opportunity that for Dundee. Numbers forward and plenty of space. Maybe just starting to see the game stretch a little.
Yeah. Inverleith have got to be careful, because Wanderers will just hit you on the break every single time. They have pace, they'll just sit back, suck you in, and then go. They'll exploit the space.
Bruce Ryan stepping up well into that challenge to win possession back, and Conor McCartney now just forced to go back, and Dundee team certainly have shown they've got no qualms about taking their time. It's good exchange of passes between Sanderson and Round, but given away now, and Aidan Doherty with a chance to lay it off to Salmond. He'll have to just play it back, bide his time. We've all come back to Malcolm though. Malcolm with a little bit of space and some opportunity to play to the left. Chose the aerial route there.
Wrong option there.
Was intercepted, and now Sanderson will play the ball forward. Well cut out though by Josh McLean. The game just starting to stretch a little bit, Graham.
It's opening up a little bit. I think the teams are maybe beginning to get tired. I mean, looking at the side, the Wanderers have only got 2 subs which they're using. Inverleith have got five subs, so
ball across the
tiredness will be having a say in things.
Inverleith will keep it. Ferrier there with a good touch inside to Rob Hall. Ball still in the D there, but Sanderson able to bring it away. He's kept hold of it. It's a lovely lofted ball forward from Andy Malcolm in that last attack by Inverleith. Ferrier just losing out, and Dundee again take possession.
That's good composure there from young Callum Ross. It's picked the ball up, got his feet round, got it to the strong side, and retains possession of the ball. Well done, young man.
Slight looking lad compared to some of the some of the guys around him.
Some of his teammates and opponents.
Miscontrolled there by Bruce Ryan. That gives Inverleith the opportunity to come forward with Hall. Not many options directly ahead of him there. The options really out to the left or to check his run and move backwards.
Both teams need to try and just string 5-6 passes together. It's sort of getting the ball, giving it, turning it over, and getting it, turning it over. For both of them need to start getting the ball and just keeping it, maintaining possession. Here we go.
And Josh McLean fighting hard for that and wins it well, and then just robbed at the last just as he was releasing the pass, but Inverleith can come again. They're not going to get anything out of that.
The game's lacking a little bit of shape and patience. People a bit of composure. It's a bit frantic all over the park, you know. passes just going awry, forcing passes.
McCartney looks for the pass, it's well cut out. Dane and Hatton back on for Inverleith. And here is Andrew Dane in the middle and finds Hatton. Clash of sticks there, and Inverleith come again. Malcolm, they'll have to turn backwards. There's not a lot of support from there. And Dundee just looking to press the ball a little bit now. Maybe force the error from Inverleith. Bobby Ralph just trying to anticipate that pass. Beaten for pace there. And calmly done by Aidan McQuaid. Again, Chris Daly up, trying to put the pressure on. Here's Salmon now, and he's lost the ball the touchline, and that pressure paying off.
Maybe the veteran Salmon is getting a little bit tired there, I don't know.
I'm sure he'll thank you later for that. Here is Salmon, good skills, still got a bit of space. That's surely off the foot, it is.
He's still got it though. Might be getting old, but he's still got it.
Is there a point in this match where you're going to refer to him as an old warhorse at any point?
That'd be a little bit unfair. That's what he says about me. If he's lucky, I might call him youthful.
All these things are relative, Graham.
Just under 4 minutes to go. Inverleith looking to get back into this game. It's a nice pass.
Good pass down to the line. Good defence though there by Dundee. Just over 3 minutes to go in this first half. Still 1-0 to Dundee Wanderers.
Pass down the
Bobby
line.
Ralph should pick that up down the line. Can he get it into the middle? Right across the line. And he's there to pick it up again.
Poor clearance though. Keeper.
Sanderson now to start the move again for Dundee. Ferrier cuts it out.
Good work by Ferrier there, defending well.
And surely off the feet, missed by the umpire, and Inverleith come away. And Sanderson puts his shoulder into that challenge and comes out of that worse. Quite a deliberate body check for me, that I have to say, Graham.
I think both players knew it was about to happen.
Self-preservation.
I look at that.
So Malcolm now for Inverleith. Out to Josh McLean, that's off the foot. Inverleith will keep possession.
If they can switch this play earlier. Under no pressure there, Inverleith just turning the ball over. It's something they're going to have to change in the second half. They're going to have to maintain possession of the ball a lot more.
Just about a minute and a half to go till half time. And Dundee looking like they're happy just to run the clock down towards half time. How about Ferrier's nipped in there, and could be an opportunity for Inverleith. Still going all the way to the byline. Just cut out, and Fergus Sanderson can bring the ball away into the last minute. Inverleith have turned the ball over again. Here's Malcolm now. Can he make something happen just before half time? Ball comes in, looking for the deflection. Ferrier picks it up with the shot. It's gone in! Oh, and that's a terrible error from the goalkeeper there. Really a very poor contact on the shot, and Lewis Beer unable to pick the ball up, Graham.
Yeah, I think that goal kind of sums up the first half. Just very, very scrappy and not the nicest goal in the world, but at the end of the day, brings Inverleith back into the game. Patrick Christie just getting the ball in as quickly as he possibly can do. Good battle in there, Bruce Rowan battling for the ball, Magnus Spider making the most of it.
I think it goes through Lewis Beer's legs,
Yeah.
does it?
I think I could say poor goalkeeping, but I think it would be unfair on the rest of it. The ball comes in, a wee battle there, comes off Bruce Rowan's stick. Magnus Spider reaches round. It comes off a Wanderer's stick, I think, and then in between the goalie's legs. Oh! Maybe there's a touch at the end there for
Might have been a touch
number
from Josh
6.
McLean, yeah, there might have been a little touch.
Stealing that goal and right on an inch from the line.
We'll take another look at that in a second and see who got the last touch. So 10 minutes of the half-time break ahead. The half-time score, Dundee Wanderers 1, Inverleith 1. A reminder that this is the second of 4 games today. We have plenty to look forward to later on. Let's take a look at the schedule for the rest of the day.
And of course, I'd like to thank all our sponsors and partners, which are PSLT Sports, Canterbury, White Sports, our friends at Glasgow, and of course, you can view them and imagine the players online, thanks to our friends.
There's the schedule. Early game today with Kelburn Ladies against Inverleith Ladies. That finished 1-1 with a dramatic last-minute equaliser for Inverleith. The match we're in at the moment, of course, Inverleith men against Dundee Wanderers. And then later today, 3 o'clock, Edinburgh University against Grove Mingus Hill. And at 5 o'clock, Bromac Kelburn against Grange in the men's, both for the title of national champions. Let's take a look at the 2 goals from that first half. Started with Dundee's opener. And I think so unexpected was Dundee's opener that I'm not sure we even have the replay, Graham. We'll wait to see if that comes out. I'm not sure that we do. It was an interesting moment, the opener for Dundee, because nobody was really sure whether the goal had been awarded or not.
No, there's a bit of uncertainty. I think Wanderers attacked on the right. Paul Daly, I think it was, drove into the edge of the D, and it really was just crossing the ball. But it came off a defender's stick or a defender's foot and straight into the goal, and it's classed as a goal.
Some discussion between the umpires for that. It was eventually awarded, and then just before the half-time hooter, this goal, we think from Ferrier, but possibly Josh McLean, in between Lewis Beer's legs. The goalkeeper won't be particularly happy with that, but it was good determination by Ferrier, and they were just I think both of us had that feeling with that last Inverleith attack that they were quite determined to make something happen in the closing stages of the half. Let's just take another look at this from behind the goal. We'll see if Josh McLean got the final touch. There's the ball. Oh, cheeky, he did as well. That's going.
I think Bruce Rowan in defence will feel a little bit aggrieved that not winning a foul for what he'll say is being pushed over. Umpires obviously perceived it as he's fallen over.
Well, let's take a look at that angle again from behind the goal and concentrate this time on Bruce Rowan and just have a look. You can see him there just in the middle of your shot.
Goal.
Yep, okay. The Oracle has spoken. And I think it's definitely Josh McLean's goal. So
Bruce will not speak to me about.
Okay, he's still on his knees there, even at the end of that shot, arms outstretched, pleading. But
the good thing we've seen from the first half is it's going to be quite an open game. It's not a great game tonight, but it will be open, so we're going to get goals in the second half. But the umpires have both been speaking to each other. And, the first goal after a minute and a half, Gavin Cruikshanks initially said no goal, nothing. But by the time the two of them talked about it, got together, they actually awarded the goal. So it's good to see umpires, any uncertainty, they get together, they talk about it. They're linked up with the microphones, so it's a good sort of step forward using the technology for the umpires to make sure that we get the correct decisions in the game.
Well, we've been asking you to tweet us throughout the day. The Twitter hashtag, just to remind you, is Hockey Playoffs. You can tweet us at Scottish Hockey. Tweet in from Nicola Jess saying, "Come on Inverleith, loving the coverage, watching my brother from Ireland." So that's Richard Jess's sister watching from Ireland. Fantastic to hear from you, Nicola. Hope you enjoy the rest of the coverage today. Please do keep tweeting us. We've had tweets from Dubai and Ireland. Now, where else can we find viewers around the world? I'm sure you're out there. Let us know if you get any questions for Graham, for myself, or you just want to make a comment about the coverage or cheer on somebody you're supporting. Let us know. Hashtag again is hockey playoffs. So just about 5.5 minutes left in this second half, and Dundee Wanderers, you know, the bulk of the play in that first half, Graham, but you know, huge part of that half really where there was no goal mouth action at all. Do you see that changing in the second half?
I think the game, it lacks structure, it lacks a bit of shape. I'm not overly confident it's going to change in the second half, I will be honest. I think it might be scrappy, but I think that will lead to some goals, so it could be quite sort of beneficial that way. I think towards the end of the game, fitness might play a little bit of a key role in the game, which again could open things up. So I certainly hope, and I think, and I wish for more than just 2 goals in the second half.
Dundee seemed quite well set at the back. That central defensive pairing of James Fullerton and Sanderson, Elliot Sanderson, just seems quite solid. Is it up front really where they're struggling to find any kind of rhythm?
I think that the Wanderers know what their strengths are, and they play sort of very deep, not very deep, but they play slightly deeper, and they look to hit teams in the counter-attack. And they use the pace of, say, Fergus Sanderson, you know, there's a nous of Paul Daly up front, and they'll try and get these players on the ball or bring them into it. So it's whether or not they can do that, or whether or not Inverleith will stop them doing that, which will have a big role. But Inverleith going forward, you need to really make more of Derek Salmon. He's their best player by far, and if they can get him into the game and then he gets the ball to people like Patrick Christie, you know, they'll have opportunities to go forward. So I say 1-1 at half time. I would love to see there going to be more goals in the second half. And fingers crossed there will be.
Yes, all the good work from Inverleith really emanating from Derek Salmond in that midfield role. He's been at the heart of everything that they've done. Who else from that Inverleith team would you maybe like to see a little bit more from?
Andy Malcolm is one I know about. He's a solid player, and I like to see him in sort of outletting more from the back, giving some good sort of attacking, positive passes.
Come into it a bit more in the second part of that half.
A little bit more. They've got a lot of good youngsters there. Who they're sort of maybe a little bit not off the pace yet, a little bit inexperienced, but they'll become. There's people like Rob Hall, Andrew Dane, who they've been around the block. They're not really in the game at the minute, and it'd be good to get them fully into the game. So that's something Inverleith might want to try and do.
Let's see what that holds. The water cannons are on. The music was momentarily off. A little bit of, I'm going to be honest here, Graham, a little bit of respite from the music. When you stand here all day, it can get to you after a while.
I'm still not convinced with what's happening with the water system over on the far side. They were out with buckets earlier on throwing water on the pitch, but the water's not disappearing, so I'm not quite convinced what's happening.
We'll take a look at what's happening over the far side of the pitch at the moment.
And if you're talking about silly music, I'm surprised the Benny Hill music's not coming on when they're all going out in mops and buckets.
Yeah, so the word I heard from Scottish Hockey in between matches was that the water cannon on the far side is not operating correctly, so they were having to take the excess water from one part of the pitch and throw it onto the dry part elsewhere in the pitch, which does seem slightly
well, it's a bit poor, because normally in Scotland we don't need the watering system. Pitches normally get the natural watering system. We'll have to call the fire brigade, I don't know. Fireman Sam come to the rescue?
We've done, well, we had to last time you and I stood here. We did that very thing. I've seen it happen.
Is that not for a burst toasty machine, one lunch half time?
That's correct, yes. I believe the I can't remember which team
English
it was.
Team?
Was it the English men's team last time they were here managed to set off the fire alarm in the middle of the Argentine national anthem. So the teams are back out, ready to go for the second half. The Dundee guys doing their best to spread the water about the pitch. Conor McCartney there in your picture. He's like a kid with a fire hydrant, isn't he? Look at that big smile on his face, bless him. Dundee in black going from right to left on your screens. It will be Inverleith in purple and white to get us going in the second half. Graham Dunlop with me till the conclusion of the match. ready for pushback in the second half. Inverleith 1, Dundee Wanderers 1. Here's the second half live.
Just sitting off a little bit more just now. Give Wanderers a little bit of time to make their passes. That's perhaps not a wise thing to do when Sanderson can make passes like that forwards.
Good bit of control and turn there from Bobby Ralph. Upended. As he drove towards the D. Second half starting much the same as the first did.
Well, if that was the case, we'd do a goal in about 10 seconds.
So Inverleith now down the right, Patrick Christie just looking for Rob Hall ahead of him. And again that pairing of Fullerton and Sanderson, just happy to tend to play the ball between them at the back and wait for a space to open and ahead of them. And the Inverleith players just equally content to let them. Bobby Ralph making a run down the right, does well to keep the ball. A bit of jostling on the far side, and then Inverleith turn it over and come back down there. It's a good ball up to Ferrier, controls it well, can look inside now. Rob Hall making a run through the middle. Just took a little long to release the ball.
He's got to get that ball moved earlier. You're never going to have that much time on the ball.
He's got it back here, and we'll keep it. Yeah, good support there from Inverleith. Two or three players making runs through the middle, and Ferrier just dawdling a little bit too long. This is good skill into the D. Bruce Rowan gets down nice and low to snuff out any danger. Andy Malcolm doing well actually to get the ball there in midfield. Not the greatest of passes to him by Aidan McQuaid. And Patrick Christie on the right, he's going to drive it towards the D. Bruce Rowan just stepping into that challenge well, using his experience.
Exactly, he knows what to do.
Intended ball, the intended target for which was Bobby Ralph on that far side. Doesn't make it, but Conor McCartney will keep possession for Dundee. Plays it out to Fullerton, and Fullerton now out to Rowan on this left-hand side. Plenty of time to look about as the Inverleith players just stand off, just allowing the Dundee defenders just to play the ball between them.
That's fortunate for a Dundee Wanderers point of view. A forced pass by young Fullerton. Want to keep possession of the ball a little bit longer in there.
Sanderson now, Fergus Sanderson, and slips over, and now a chance for Inverleith to break, and there's four players forward, led by Salmon. Salmon going through the middle, cuts across his man well. There's a ball to Ferrier if he can find it, doesn't quite, but he will get the free hit there. Good break by Inverleith again though, 2 or 3 players up, and just...
Yeah, I think there's been a green card against one of the Wanderers players for a foul on Derek Salmon there. Quite fair enough. I don't think you can have any complaints about that.
Indeed there was. We'll just check who that is in a second. It's Ewan Borland, number 8, who's going to take an enforced rest on the sidelines. So Dundee temporarily a man down. Rowan now, that's off the foot. And
from Inverleith, you want to put the pressure, but you don't just want to dive in.
Ball over the top there in the direction of Fergus Sanderson, who acknowledges the pass. He's out of play harmlessly, and Inverleith will take it away. Bobby Ralph just reminding Derek Salmond that he's there and not going anywhere.
As I said at half time, I think I'd like to see more of Andy Malcolm from Inverleith point of view. He stepped up to play centre mid now, so he stepped up a little bit higher, which in turn can force Derek Salmond a little bit further up the pitch.
Inverleith's turn to play the ball about the back as the Dundee players retreat. The ball now to Patrick Christie, and Christie's put a little bit of turn of pace there from Patrick Christie into the middle, and Bobby Ralph intercepting the pass. And
no nonsense defending from Bobby Ralph there. Yes. That ball was rammed right through the attacker.
Here he is again. Keeps possession well. Looking to release Chris Daly down that right hand side.
Timely tackle that.
Daly was away. Opportunity for a break there from Daly. McCartney will send it back to the skipper, and the skipper will send it across the field.
It's Wanderers back to 11. Borland's back on after his indiscretion.
Rejoins the action straight into
off the pitch.
Fray, and straight back off the pitch. Salmond back to Christie, and Christie using his pace again to beat his man back into Salmond. Rob Hall looking to take a man away. Borland tracking Derek Salmond as closely as possible, and then a tangle of sticks allows Fergus Sanderson to bring it away, looking for the counter attack. And you can see the two strikers, actually, the two front men for Dundee Wanderers. They're on their bikes straight away. Here's Bobby Ralph with a chance to get into the D and take a shot, and just wide. But you can see any chance of a counter attack, Graham. Those two front players for Dundee, they're off and running.
Yeah. They're nice and high up the pitch. By being up higher up the pitch, you offer opportunities to pass wider. It creates more space in the midfield for injuries because defenders have got to try and mark them.
Fergus Sanderson turns into the D, shoots across, a little flick, and just wide.
Paul Daly will be kicking himself for that one. That was a clear-cut opportunity. Normally he'll score 9 out of 10 of them.
Great chance for Dundee to take the lead there. Maybe get the chance, opportunity to look at that again in a second. But Daly now up and pushing up and encouraging Mulgrew to do the same. The skipper Sanderson just steps into that very well, turns and should come away with the ball, and does. Good composed play that from the captain, but he's lost out here.
Over there.
And he's won it. Lost it, won it back, lost it, won it back. Go and take a breather, son. Rowan now down the line, and Fergus Sanderson this time takes it on. And he's managed to get away, should get the ball across, just doesn't quite make the connection he's looking for. Malcolm's got a chance now to bring the ball away for Inverleith, and Rowan intercepts. And the game just struggling to find any sort of rhythm at the moment as the turnovers go backwards and forwards, but now Inverleith have an opportunity as Andrew Dane breaks down the right, plays the ball across the front of goal. Long corner for Inverleith. Shot coming in and just wide.
Dundee Wanderers have got to watch out they don't leave themselves exposed to that kind of pass. I mean, Inverleith are going to look to get that ball into D as quickly as they possibly can do.
Just take a look at the replay there, just the deflection off the stick, taking that high and wide.
Inverleith beginning to come more into this game, putting the Wanderers under a little bit more pressure.
Patrick Christie under a little bit of pressure there. Malcolm should find him again. A chance to drive at Bruce Rowan. Inverleith still have it, and Malcolm's managed to pick it up on the far side. Out to Ferrier. Ferrier trying to turn back outside his man. Malcolm will pick it up, takes the flick. That's off the feet. And the whistle had already gone. Ferrier with a fantastic finish, but the whistle had long since gone, and the penalty corner given for the deflection off of Fergus Sanderson. So
no complaints at that. You see it here in the replay. Straight off Fergus Sanderson's, I think it was his ankle, which was classed as a short corner.
Not a lot Sanderson could really do, to be honest. There he does his best to get out the way, but Ferrier furious with the umpire after finishing the follow-up. But the whistle had quite clearly gone before the shot. Inverleith will have the penalty corner. Malcolm that far side. Derek Salmond on the edge of the D, waiting to trap the ball. Christie lays it off, and Ferrier shoots and just wide. A well worked
Man
move.
At the back post. I think that was intended for. Inverleith number 11.
Well worked move that by Inverleith, almost coming off. They're certainly showing a lot more in the first part of this second half than they did in the first, I would say, Graham. It's been a good period of play for Inverleith.
It's nearly a very nice turn by Magnus Ferrier there.
A Cruyff turn, I think we would call that in football. Here's Mulgrew.
That's very fortunate. Cheaply trying to make a silly pass, but winning the ball back. Very lucky. It's a nice ball into the corner, though. A few of the boys finding it difficult to keep their feet out there. Notice Fergus Sanderson falling over quite a bit.
So Bruce Rowan now on the ball for Dundee. Looking to drive that up in the direction of Paul Daly. Daly now takes the ball on, is robbed, and Patrick Christie lays it off to Salmon, and Salmon slips, and that's an unfortunate place for him to slip. Patrick Christie, rather, not Daly, coming back and helping Salmon out. He's had a good half so far, Patrick Christie.
They've moved him back to right back in the second half, and he's well, they had moved him back, as I've said that, and I put him there years ago at youth level, and he did very well. Showed a lot of promise at it. He's now playing right midfield again, and if you give him a chance, he can create things.
Well, a chance now for Dundee, but Bobby Ralph with an uncompromising shot into the legs of Aidan McQuaid, number 18. Ball flashes across the D and into the net, but whistle had gone. It's an Inverleith ball.
Inverleith are just playing with one forward really, really high to try and stretch the game a little bit more, create a little bit more space. And if they can get people like Derek Salmon and Patrick Christie more on the ball, they could potentially use that space there. Like this now. Derek Salmon's got acres of room in front of him.
And good turn inside if he can keep the ball, he does. And,
Alan Wall on the ball.
Off the legs of Fullerton. And Alan Wall take the ball to the byline. Can he get it in? Ewan Mackey's just sitting back. And,
Wall unlucky, didn't get anything from that.
Aidan Doherty in the middle, and we're going to get a little bit of chat from the umpire here, and I suspect there's probably a card coming.
It's Aidan Doherty
and
himself.
it is Aidan Doherty, and he's going off, and he looks slightly perplexed by that decision. Possibly just a little bit of lip there.
Frustration maybe.
Yeah. Mulgrew just taking his eye off the ball, and now Patrick Christie can bring it away. Lays it off to James Gray, who loses out, and Conor McCartney now brings it away for Dundee, and there's a
rather hopeful ball down the line.
Speculative ball towards Paul Daly up front there for Dundee.
I think Paul might have got that about 10 years ago, but not today.
And Wall looking to just touch it on, and actually James Gray there for Inverleith doing very well to recover a possession for Inverleith. Patrick Christie now really looking for options.
He's lucky because there was passes on, but he refused to give them. He just wanted to hold on to the ball. You've got to get that ball moving. If Inverleith want to take this game forward, they've got to start passing it and moving. There's too much dribbling going on. They're just not maximising their domination this second half in many ways.
Conor McCartney now has dropped back for Dundee into defence, and skipper Sanderson playing a little bit further up. Long corner here for Dundee. On a free hit, my apologies.
Wanderers quite happy just lobbing this back.
Bruce Rowan will drive this in, looking for the deflection, gets it, but well saved. A shot again and a goal.
It's a great finish. A little bit against the run of play there.
Super finish from Mulgrew. It all came from the ball into the D by Bruce Rowan. That caused the... yeah, it was Mulgrew.
Yep.
Following up there.
Yeah, tidy finish that.
Yeah, good. Right into the corner. No chance for the goalkeeper.
Upright reverse stick's quite a hard skill to do.
Controlled it, brought it down, controlled it as well. Yep, good play by Mulgrew.
Great finish.
So Dundee against the run of play, but now the opportunity for Inverleith at the other end, and that was such a fast break there for Inverleith, and Aidan Doherty just unable to capitalise. And the whistle's gone again, and the umpire is telling Chris Daly to cut out the chat. And we've got a player down injured on this side of the pitch as well. That's why Patrick Christie's just held up from taking this ball from the sideline. It's
I think it's number 8, Ewan Borland.
Ewan Borland is down.
Good stoppage of play for Wanderers though, slows the game down, lets them regroup.
Yep, it's all going on there.
Seems to be fine now.
So midway through the second half, Patrick Christie just unable to do anything.
It's a bit of a waste, that one, I have to say.
Yep. James Fullerton now for Dundee on this far side. 2-1 lead. Uncharacteristic loss of control there by Sanderson, but then a nice little drop of the shoulder. Just tricks Aidan Doherty. Borland now dropping into defence for Dundee with Rowan and Fullerton. Just freeing the two Sandersons to patrol the midfield for Dundee. That's a poor ball forward by Fullerton though, and easily intercepted. And Malcolm can look for options now. And probably an opportunity down the right. Does eventually come out to Mackey. There's a ball down the line here. That finds its way through to Andrew Dane, and useful passage of play that for Inverleith. All the way back and round to the other side now. And Malcolm at the top of the D here, being muscled by Mulgrew. manages to keep control of the ball. He's still got it, still going, needs an outlet. Tries to do it himself, and he's got the touch onto the leg of Fullerton, and a penalty corner for Inverleith. Good work that by Andy Malcolm.
Yeah, it's good work by Andrew. Just tried and tried and tried again. Tried first time through his legs, didn't work, so a little lifted pass and round the edge he went.
Well, you wanted to see more of him, Graham. And, he's answered that request. So what plan will Inverleith hatch for this penalty corner? Derek Salmond on the edge of the D as always. Aidan McQuaid there looks the most likely.
The number one Flickerjack is not on. Christie's not on the pitch, so I imagine they may use an option here.
Alan Wall and Andrew Dane off to the sides. It's going to be McQuaid to Wall, and Wall shoots, and there's a touch, and good save by the goalkeeper. Well defended there by Conor McCartney as well, helping his goalkeeper out, and Dundee come away unscathed.
Bobby Ralph comes back on the pitch for Wanderers.
Round down the line. Intercepted there by Andrew Dane. Possession back with Dundee and Rowan again. I don't think I'd mess with him on a hockey pitch, if I'm being honest, Graham.
It's a good bit of play there by Ferguson, and just spreading the play from one side to the other quick as he can do. Tries to create a bit of space, takes the ball away from where the defenders are.
There's Andy Malcolm now, tries to turn Fergus Sanderson. Halted in his tracks, but Inverleith will keep possession.
The game has got quiet for the last couple of minutes, sort of petering out a little bit. Still 14 minutes to go. Still time for plenty of fireworks, we hope.
Ewan Mackey, and plenty of space on this right hand side, just the bottom left corner of your picture. Inverleith looking to use that left flank, and Josh McLean now turns his man, but just as quickly turns back into trouble. Wins the free hit though, and Andy Malcolm will take it back around, and this time they go directly over to Ewan Mackey in this right hand side. Mackey looking forward, manages to find Andrew Dane, drives in, and then he's managed to keep it in. He's recovered that well. There's an almighty scrap at the goal mouth. Rowan and Ferrier inevitably involved. And Dundee come away with the decision from the umpire. Good play initially there from Andrew Dane, Graham, and then he missed the connection on his pass, then recovered it.
I'm sure if you ask him, it was a deliberate dummy.
Yeah.
Maybe at the end he ended up going a little bit too fast for himself, but it was a good run by him.
Well, that's a quite deliberate body check there from Sanderson, and we'll see what decision comes of that. The umpire's not given anything, but Inverleith fans voicing their displeasure, and I have to say, Graham, I thought that was, you can see it there on your screen on the replay, I thought that was quite a deliberate body check that by the skipper, Elliot Sanderson.
Well, he certainly knew what he was doing.
But he's got away with it.
Umpire Cruikshank having a quiet word in his ear now.
Ian Borland has had to come off. I think he got a crack to the head there, and Jordan Dewar is on in his place. And that's given away, and Andy Malcolm this time throwing his weight around, and that's probably going to be a card, I would think. Indeed it is. And I'll be honest, Graham, I didn't really see the difference between that and Elliot Sanderson's a second ago.
But in that, Bobby Ralph knew exactly what was coming and he made the most of it. And Andy Malcolm,
suckered.
Yes.
Suckered. Anyway, here's Jordan Dewar on the left now for Dundee. And that lofted ball is cut out. And Conor McCartney now down this right hand side finds Chris Daly, unable to keep the ball in play, but Dundee will keep possession. And here's Dewar again, looks to return that ball to Fergus Sanderson, blocked by the foot of Ferrier. And Conor McCartney now just rather tamely giving the ball away.
These players have got to watch, I think, because umpires have set a bit of a precedent sending people off. You might find that the next one is a yellow card.
Here's space now for the skipper to just clean up, and Fullerton helps him out. Decision there goes to Chris Daly. I didn't think there was an awful lot in that, but there we go.
A few desperate cries from some of the Inverleith fans down at the bottom here.
Approaching,
trying to remind the umpire of a incident or two.
Sanderson now has dropped back into that central defensive position for Dundee. And Fergus Sanderson now on the ball, and reacts quickly to drive the ball into the tee, but doesn't pick out the right pass in the end. You can see what he was trying to do, and trying to get hold of Paul Daly in the box, but just playing the ball a fraction wide of him.
Good bit of skill there from Magnus Ferrier.
Ferrier does well, almost does well to get it into Christie there. Jordan Dewar now on the ball, twisting and turning and slipping again. There's a lot of slippages out there.
Some of these boys need some new Astros, I think.
So into the final 10 minutes of the match. And as it currently stands, 2-1 to Dundee Wanderers. Will make for an interesting match tomorrow if Inverleith do manage to bring back some of their first team players.
Yeah, I'll be interested to see what squad turns up tomorrow for Wanderers. And for Inverleith, sorry. This wedding.
Whose wedding is it?
I'm not too sure. Not too sure whose wedding it is, but I guess it depends also where it is. I don't know whether people are staying overnight. If it's up in Aberdeen, are they going to travel all the way back down? So,
well, we'll see. If you're at the wedding and you are watching this, do tweet us a picture. That's going to be another card as well. That's a yellow that time, and you called it absolutely spot on, Graham. The umpires have set a precedent with the green cards, and they've had enough.
I didn't want to predict who it would be, but I would have guessed.
But almost inevitably, it's Bobby Ralph who's just being urged by his coach on the sideline just to calm down.
I think
just in front of the commentary position.
That's when the technical delegate's just calming him down.
Oh, is it?
Yes.
Oh, yes, it is. It's not his coach.
It's Ross. I think Wanderers have actually brought a coach as such down with them today. They've just got 3 guys who are just rotating round.
And the conversation between the technical official and Bobby Ralph goes on, but so does the match. And
good run
Fergus Sanderson's done well to release Mulgrew down the left. Reverse stick pass and just beyond the reach of Paul Daly there. But a good counter-attacking move by Dundee, who are looking stronger as this match goes on.
Fergus Sanderson's been very quiet in this second half. He's not really been doing much. It's someone that Wanderers need to get on the ball. So we've seen the last sort of 8 minutes whether or not they can get him on the ball and see if he can cause some havoc.
It's intercepted by Mulgrew. He's blocked off by Mackey. Takes it quickly. Oh, and might make it to Paul Daly if he can do something. And goalie rushes him, and the shot is...
It's not bad goalkeeping.
Shanked.
Goalkeeper was out there quite sharp.
Yes.
Put the Paul Daly under pressure.
Just take a look at it again on the replay here, Graham. Just really out of reach and off balance, and the goalkeeper advancing on him would have done well to score there. Now Inverleith with a chance to come forward, and Stuart
Good tackle
Hatton
by Borland.
driving towards the D, and as you say, Borland tackling well, and now Fergus Sanderson has a chance to come out for Dundee. Looking around him for support, has to go back to Conor McCartney. Gets it back and under pressure from Magnus Ferrier. It's good work by Ferrier, but good drop of the shoulder there from Sanderson. Takes him clear of danger, and now Inverleith need to be careful in their own D that they don't give the ball away.
From an Inverleith point of view, they'd like to be thinking about making the most of playing against 10 men, but they've not really done anything yet. They're stepping people up, putting 2 guys on the ball, putting people under pressure, but they're just stepping off, allowing people so much time with the ball. I mean, that shouldn't be happening in there. Elliot Sanderson shouldn't have that time to do anything.
Yeah, good pass by Sanderson out to McCartney. And McCartney's released Chris Daly down the right wing. He's under pressure from 2 Inverleith players in that corner, but he's actually managed to get out of it with a free hit, which McCartney will take, and the umpire rather pedantically instructing him to take it from exactly the right place. Ball's driven in to the D, flicked over the top of the bar, and that'll be an Inverleith ball.
I think we'll see in a couple of minutes the emergence again of Bobby Ralph after his temporary suspension. And he could be a lucky man that Wanderers have retained their lead.
There's Salmond now.
As I say that, Inverleith do come forward.
Interesting bit of skill there from Andrew Dane. Desperately dives towards the ball to rescue possession. Inverleith have possession. Inverleith have possession back here. And it's Patrick Christie who's going to take the ball back to Josh McQuaid and back out to the left, and good space there from McLean. Can't get it in, but there are no outlets for Conor McCartney, so he'll just have to turn the ball back over to Inverleith. Here's McLean again, trying to find Salmon down that left hand side. He's actually done well himself and can advance into the D, and that's surely off a leg. It is, and another penalty corner to Inverleith. Good determination that by Josh McLean. Music to The Exorcist to accompany this penalty corner.
I think Patrick Christie's back on the pitch here, so I would imagine you might see something from number 19 for Inverleith.
Indeed he is, he's at the top of the D there. So the line up at the top of the D: Malcolm, Christie, Salmond, Dane, Ferrier. 6 players now at the top of the D. And it will be Christie. Lays it off to Malcolm, who shoots, and off his own player on the edge of the box and in, and that's unfortunate for Inverleith. A well-worked move, and just...
interesting to see that again in the replay, exactly where that man was standing on the line.
I don't think we'll see it from that particular... We won't see it from that angle, but we'll probably see it from behind. Back with the live play in Fullerton. We'll look at the angle behind the goal. No, we won't.
I just wonder if that man that was on the post who it hit was actually inside the goal or not.
Well, maybe we'll take a look at the wide shot of that in a second, but at the moment it's Dundee with possession, McCartney on the right hand side, and almost finds Daly. Let's just take another look at the that. Here it is, and it's number 11 Stuart Hatton on the post. Malcolm takes the shot. It hits off his. It was going wide. It hits off his body and in. And chance goes a begging for Inverleith. A well worked move though. A good penalty corner. McCartney under pressure there, gives the ball away, and Hatton. Oh, Hatton, rather unfortunate decision against him there. His.
Taken out by his own teammate there.
I think he was taken by his own teammate, but I think the infringement there that the umpire's blown up for is because Hatton caught Rowan with his stick, but I thought actually Rowan caught Hatton. Anyway, Dundee
so
on the counter.
far corner.
It's Daly in, and Ralph, who's back on the pitch now, across the face of goal, but no one there to touch it into the beckoning goal, and Inverleith can bring it away, or well, at least they could do it, but they've run the ball out of play, and Mulgrew can play it into the D now.
Mulgrew take that 5 before they hit it into the D. So a reprieve for Inverleith. Here's Fergus Anderson. Can he use his speed?
Turns well, looks for the reverse. And outside the D. Was that?
I think they're claiming it was a shot inside the D, and then because it was going wide and lifted, it was dangerous.
Sticks flying, and
last minute.
Inevitably, Hatton getting into it with Bruce round there again.
The thick of things.
Right in the thick of things. It's been a good competitive match. Certainly that's driven into the D, and Rowan blocks it well, and Mulgrew clears the danger.
He had a bit more time when Mulgrew there, and he realised he could have taken that away to the side before just throwing it away.
So Inverleith again, can they find an equaliser? Can the men replicate what the women's do? It's driven into the D, and on that occasion it hits Christie on the leg.
I would imagine this might be thrown long.
20 seconds left, and Dundee surely now at home and dry. It is the aerial route towards Daly. Can't quite pick up the ball, but he's got the decision from the umpire, and that should be enough to see Dundee Wanderers through to what is, remember, only the half-time mark in this two-leg fixture. 3 seconds left on the clock.
To get rid of that ball.
In no hurry at all, and full-time Dundee Wanderers 2, Inverleith 1.
A very scrappy game, relegation battle. It kind of sums it up. The quality hockey on display there wasn't quite what we might have hoped for. Wanderers 2-1, maybe a little bit lucky, but they'll take it. They're 2-1 up at half-time in this game, as you say, Jack, and all to play for tomorrow.
Let's take a look at the goals just before we finish up for this match. Obviously, the first goal, we weren't able to show you a replay of that, but it will be there on the match highlights later on today for you to catch up on Scottish Hockey TV. But the first goal, a deflection off an Inverleith player that gave Dundee Wanderers the lead early on. The equaliser from Inverleith on the stroke of half-time from the penalty corner. We could just take a look at that now. Here's the penalty corner. I think this is actually the penalty corner at the end of the game. This isn't the goal. We're just seeing that last chance there for Inverleith.
Would have been a lovely finish if he managed to get it in the goal.
It would if he just got it inside the post. We'll take a look at the equaliser if we can. Well, they're having a good day, aren't they?
Oh, they're quite happy. Ian Diamond, umpire on the left there, is quite happy. He's got through the game unscathed, no more stitches. Congratulations to you, Ian. Unharmed, last 70 minutes. So as we were talking about earlier on, yes. I think that tomorrow's game between these two teams will very much depend, the outcome will depend on what players arrive. As we look at the second goal for Wanderers there.
That's
from
the winner for
Mulgrew.
Wanderers from Mulgrew. Really good control to bring the ball down there, Graham. And a good finish, well-placed finish.
Very, very composed finish, upright reverse. It's a difficult one to do. He brings it down, gets himself set, pop. And if you don't have a pop, you don't score, so he's had it and he's got his just reward.
Because I just sat there, I was like...
Yes, good goal there for Mulgrew, and victory for Dundee Wanderers. They've come out 2-1 winners in this match. Let's take a look at the matches coming up. Just remind you of what's ahead of us today. In about half an hour's time, we'll be back with coverage of the first of the grand finals, the European qualification places, and the chance for teams to be crowned national champions 3 o'clock, Edinburgh University against Grove Mingus Hill, and then at 5 o'clock, Bromac Kelburn against Grange. 2 fantastic games for us to look forward to this afternoon. Graham and I are going to take a short break now for half an hour, get some lunch. I hope you do the same. Remember, you can keep tweeting us throughout the day at Scottish Hockey, the hashtag Hockey Playoffs. Wherever you are in the world, tweet us. If you're at the Inverleith wedding, tweet us a picture, let us see it, and we'll hopefully hear from you throughout the course of this afternoon's matches. But for now, from Graham and myself here at the National Hockey Centre in Glasgow, it's goodbye.